8:30, waking up in Bancroft right now. They had frost overnight, so it is cold out. It's currently -1, and it's going to be a cold morning. We're going to wait a little bit, let it warm up. Probably get out of here about 10 o'clock and start heading. It's chilly. It's going to be time to put some layers on, I think. Alright, so after a disastrously long line to get a coffee has now been refilled. And we're going to have a slight change in plan from the original route. It turns out an old co-worker lives up in the area. So we're going to make a little sidetrack over there for a visit. It's about 20 minutes north of Bancroft. So we're going to get out of here, get heading that way. And then we'll take some other different back roads to get back on route for the day. Weather so far right now, we ended up waiting it out, is not horrible. It's 12 degrees at 10:30. So just got the thicker sweater on for the day. Try and stay a little warmer, but not Stay Puft Marshmallow Man warm. So far, it doesn't feel horrible. It's only going to get better. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice, so tomorrow should be a non-issue. So yeah, that's what it is. You know, the joy of traveling solo, you can change your plans on a whim. No conversation, no nothing. So we're going to run up here and see Ange and Kirk up at their place. And then we'll take some back roads. Instead of the first start of 181, we're going to take a bunch of back roads to get around to Haliburton from that point. The weather is supposed to warm up, thankfully. But it's not a horrible temperature to start at. Guys I was talking to at the hotel last night up for the night from Barry.
A few moments later.
After a long overdue visit with Ange and Kirk, the weather started to warm back up a bit and it was time to get back on track. After leaving Lake St. Peter, I changed my route up a bit to work my way over to Haliburton. just made a quick stop at Skyline Park in Haliburton and head from here to the Haliburton Forest Wolf Center. It's a wildlife preserve. I'm gonna stop in there and spend a little bit of time there, working my way back towards Huntsville and ultimately Parry Sound.
We're gonna make a run down into Haliburton, grab some gas, and then head over to the Haliburton Forest Wolf Center. See if we can spot some puppies.
Haliburton Forest Wolf Center was an interesting stop. Unfortunately, what I did not know is this is not actually a sanctuary or a rescue. All the animals on site have actually been born on site and are simply kept in captivity, more along the lines of a zoo. This made me a little bit disappointed. I don't think I'll be going back.
Favorite sections up here between Carnarvon and Huntsville. Highway 35, which runs up through Dorset. The pavement is just beautifully paved, nice sweepers, not a lot of traffic. It's just such a beautiful ride. But we're going to stop in Dorset. So I'm not going to do the fire tower in Dorset. I'm just going to go probably stop at my regular park that we stop at up there, and then continue north up through Huntsville at that point. The problem is I'm not really that hungry yet, which sucks because I was hoping I could time this out where I'd be hungry enough I could stop and have my barbecue in Huntsville, but I may not get it on this trip. I may just have to deal with the barbecue I had on the night in, which, you know, not to say it was a bad thing or anything, but it wasn't smoking hot barbecue. And then we're looking from Huntsville up to Sprucedale, and then we're going to run 518 into Parry Sound. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's been a long time since I've ridden 518 in its entirety. So that'll be a good little ride. Stopped at the park at Dorset where we normally stop to take a break, and the sign on the way in the park said expect police enforcement, which I find kind of entertaining given the pace I just had from Carnival and down to here. But I might slow it down a little bit. Problem is I'm kind of chasing daylight at this point. Sun's going down even though it's only about 3:30, 4 o'clock, but the days are getting shorter, so I'm gonna have to choose my places apparently. I was going to go up the Dorset Fire Tower, but I'm going to get the Fire Tower in Parry Sound anyway. It's going to give me a better look over the town, so I'm going to go do that one instead, and I'll bypass this one again. This one charges some sort of weird nominal fee. It's like $8 or something like that. And you know, if it was going towards a charity or something to use to keep the tower maintained, then maybe. But I think it's just somebody trying to cash in. So take a quick stop here, and then back on the road, and get to Sprucedale and start 518 into Parry Sound.
Leaving the park in Dorset, I managed to group up with a couple other bikes heading up towards Huntsville. Needless to say, it was a pretty brisk pace, so I'm just not going to include any of that in here.
Alright, so just crossed back through Huntsville. Apparently on the way out this side, the Huntsville Fall Fair is going on. A bit of a traffic jam. But I got through that, and I just got to get by these couple of cars here, and I got free reign up to 518, hopefully. We'll have to see. But it's 10 after 4. I did not stop for barbecue. Unfortunately, I'm not quite hungry yet. That's the problem with a meal like that. You need to go in hungry. So I'll also have to find something in Parry Sound, I guess, for dinner. Not sure what, but find something. I know there's a smash burger place in there that's reasonable. If they're still open, if they've not closed off for the season. Nice place. If they've closed off for the season, I'll find something else for sure. I didn't know there was this much residential on the other side of Huntsville. this was a little bit of an unexpected 10-kilometer bonus of gravel. I'm almost certain the last time I came down through here, given it was 15 or 20 years ago, this was all paved. Now it's really good hard pack. Some of the quarters have loose gravel in them, which is a little crummy, but most of this is all fairly hard packed. There's not a lot of dust or dirt or anything, so it's not too bad. But this is going to run us straight up to Sprucedale, the end of 518. Then we get to Rock 518 into Parry Sound. Only downfall with that is we're doing it into the sun, which might make it a little difficult to see. So we'll have to see what the road conditions are like, see if they've cleaned up and repaved any of the nasty frost heaves that are in there. But should be good. We'll have to see. Let's just join that dirt. Ooh, back to pavement. So, quick stop in Sprucedale here at the start of 518, heading towards Parry Sound. This Ravenhill Road, I've done it before. I don't remember it not being fully paved all the way through, but there was a section of gravel through there. It was all hard pack. But ironically, two Harleys just went by that I ended up following from Dorset up that seemed to be trying to take off, and we're having a hard time getting a lead. So I still managed to beat them even though I took the back roads, which is kind of funny. I'm actually on Stisted Street is what I just rode up through Ravenhill. Ravencliff Hill, I think, is the little town I go to. I always thought it was just Ravencliff Hill Road. Apparently not at this point, but it's the start of 518. We're going to run that down to Parry Sound into the sun, which is going to be kind of crummy, but we'll do it. We'll see. Road surface. I wonder if they've fixed any of it. Doesn't really. Well, it's better than what it was. Not any massive frost heaves, but there's a couple of spots. Oh yeah, there's still some heaves. Honestly, I think that's the first time I've ever ridden 518 from east to west. We're normally getting 518 as we're leaving Parry Sound and going west to east, so Hey, guess there's always a first for something. But that was a nice little spin. Pace was relatively good. The road's just as bad as I remember it, though. Bah, that's hard to say. It's not quite as bad. I remember it being a lot worse than that in some spots. But all in all, not bad. Not a bad run at all. Alright, so made it to Parry Sound. We're going to stop at the fire tower here and we're going to go back and get a smash burger for dinner before we go to the hotel because they close at 7 from the looks of it. So we make sure we get some dinner before we get back. So now we start the hike. Won't lie, it's quite the hike. A lot of stairs, but view is totally worth it. Well, that's the fire tower done and complete. Time to go get me some smash burgers. Alright, so we just stopped over at Smash Burgers over there, had some dinner, which was quite good. We stopped there in the spring, so it was kind of funny. We got them the first weekend they were open and the last weekend they were open. Now, it's time to head off, get checked in at the hotel. Yeah, no, we might go out for another little rip later. A couple spots I'd still like to stop in and see. But the sun is slowly going down. At least it warmed up nice enough today. I actually finally managed to shed a sweater, which is shocking.